Okay, so you graduated from your nutrition school, your health coaching school, and you are so excited, so eager to start your business, but you're kind of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I don't know where to get started. Should you work on a website? Should you hire someone to maybe make a logo for you? What are the most important things you need to do to get started? So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the top 5 things you need to do to start attracting clients and start putting money into that bank account. All right, so before we get started, I just have one small favor to ask. Please, if you are a health coach or some other type of online coach and you wanna blow up your business in 2020, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then that little bell so that you get notified, because I post videos every single Thursday and I want you to tune in. Okay, so as a former health coach, I ran my functional health coaching business for about 5 years. And in that time, I did become one of the most sought after functional health coaches, and I grew that business to 6 figures plus in just 3 years. So I do know just a little bit about growing a health coaching business. And after a ton of trial and error, and trust me, I have tried it all, I really know what are the most important things that you need to be working on in your coaching business, and they may not be what you think. Now, number 1 is determine your niche. And well, maybe you thought of that one. I hope you did, because niching down is incredibly, incredibly important. And it actually will determine your business success going forward. So if you are a new health coach and you are at this place where you're like, do I need a niche? Should I go that way towards the niche? Or do I not need a niche and I'll go that way towards the non-niche? You are at a very, very important fork in the roads. And if you choose the non-niche, then you are going to be struggling to get clients, to create content. You are going to be in struggle town, and I can pretty much guarantee that. Now, if you choose the niche route, that is a good route to choose. But of course, your ability to actually choose a profitable niche is really, really important. You do need to niche down, especially if you are online, because the truth is there are billions of people online, and you cannot just wake up one morning and be like, well, I'm going to help 5 billion people today. It just doesn't work like that. We have to start small and we can expand as we grow. So when it comes to niching, you really want to pick something that people will actually pay you to fix. And the question you want to ask, so let's say you've chosen a niche and you're like, I think this is a good one. I think it's profitable. Ask yourself, is there someone on this planet who is lying awake in their bed and they can't sleep because they are so worried about this problem? So they are losing sleep over it. The answer is yes, then there's a good chance you've actually chosen a profitable niche. Now, if the answer is no, then people aren't going to pay you to fix it. Things need to get pretty bad for people to want to invest in a solution. People will pay to get themselves out of pain. They will pay to get themselves out of struggling. So it does need to be a real problem. And if you are struggling with your niche, I do have a video on determining your niche where I talk about the 5 mistakes that health coaches make when niching down. So I will link to that video below this video so that you can check it out once you're done watching this video. Okay, number 2 is to create your paid offer. Now, in order for you to be a business, you need to have something to sell. Because if you don't make sales, you technically don't have a business. Maybe you have a hobby, maybe you have a brand, but unless you are making consistent sales, then you are not actually running a business. And so you may have noticed that we've chosen our niche and now we are creating our paid offer. I have yet to mention website and logo. And those things I actually do not believe are important at all, especially at this point when you are new. So you've figured out your niche, which is who you want to help. You have to actually create the program, which is going to help them solve that problem. So before you do anything, before you build the website, before you get a logo, before you do any of that stuff, create a paid offer. Right? And if you don't know what to do when it comes to creating a signature coaching program, I do have a video that teaches you how to create a signature coaching program. And I will also link that video below this video. So again, you can watch it after this video. Okay, step number 3 is become visible online. And now this is something you can do even if you haven't graduated from your nutrition school yet. Because the truth is, it takes time to build an audience online. And not only that, it takes time for people to trust you and to know you and to like you. This is not necessarily a fast process. So the longer you put this off, the longer it's gonna take for people to feel like they trust you. And if people don't trust you and if they don't like you, well, they're not going to buy from you, because people are essentially, they are buying you. They're not buying your logo. They're not even really buying your program. They're buying you. They're investing in you. So you need to get visible online. Now, I recommend starting up a social media account. Now, it doesn't matter which one. It just matters that that is where your people are hanging out. So for example, if I am targeting elderly women, then Instagram, probably not my platform, but Facebook is going to be a better option. Now, if I'm targeting, say, stay-at-home moms, Instagram could work, but Pinterest might actually be a really good social media channel. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick, as long as you do believe that your ideal clients are hanging out there, and just stick to one. When you are new and starting out, it is tempting to try to be everywhere at once, but you will just do every single one of those platforms shittily. I don't even know if that's a word, but you will do them shittily, because it honestly takes a lot of effort. Now, you might notice that me, perhaps, like I'm on all these platforms, but I actually am not physically showing up on all of them. I actually have someone on my team who repurposes content and puts it onto those other platforms. But for me, I show up on Instagram and I show up on YouTube. Now, that is two, but again, I have a team. So for you, just pick one, okay? And start becoming visible. Now, what should you be sharing? Well, what are the problems that your ideal client has, right? Try to think of the things that they are struggling with and the things that will help them feel better or see a result. So it should always be directed at your ideal client. You find yourself asking yourself, oh, well, what do I feel inspired to talk about today or to share today? Well, you've sort of missed the point of your business. You've missed the point, because the truth is it's about them and not you. So you always want to be thinking, what does my ideal client need to hear today? And then fucking share it. Okay, so number 4 is start your email list. This is actually my only regret when it comes to starting my business, is that I didn't focus on list growth sooner. So it probably took me about a year to a year and a half to really seriously focus on growing my list. And if I had started sooner, I probably would have hit 6 figures a lot faster in my business. So I see a lot of people selling on social media, maybe they're really rocking Instagram or Facebook, but they don't have a list. And this is a big problem, because there actually isn't a huge point in being consistent with social media if you don't have a place to send people, and that is your email list. And the reason for this is because you don't own Instagram or Facebook, and those algorithms, they actually, as a business owner, they actually want you to pay for ads. So what that means is, by default, you being a business owner and sharing business type content means that you're not going to get a lot of reach. So those algorithms are going to make sure that your stuff doesn't get in front of as many people. Now on Facebook, it's pretty bad. Like maybe only 1% of the people who like your page will actually see your stuff. On Instagram, they don't hide content. It will be in the feed, but it's a lot harder to get in front of them when they know you're a business, right? So it's really important that you send them to an email list, because you actually own an email list, right? You don't own social media, but you own your list. And this is even more important if you ever plan to launch a course or group program. Me personally, the success of my launches is directly correlated to the size of my list. So I have made more and more money with launches the bigger my list has gotten. Now, bigger isn't always better. I just want to throw that out there. You want to engage with your list and make sure it's quality, but you do want to send them to an email list. Now, this doesn't mean that you create a newsletter. No one wants a fucking newsletter. People don't want that shit at all. So don't pitch a newsletter. You want to pitch something of value for free in exchange for the email list. So it might be a quick guide, it might be a checklist, a cheat sheet, something that is specific to your ideal client that is going to help them get a fast result, okay? So you don't want to create a freebie that takes them, weeks to get through or takes them months to implement. You really want it to be things that they can literally do right now or in the next few days that is going to help them see a result in the problem they are struggling with. And that is something they will exchange their email for. Okay, and step number 5 is to focus on money building activities, okay? So You have created your niche, you have a paid offer, you have become visible by showing up on social media, you are building your email list with that free offer. And the fifth thing is to always focus on things that make you money, and the things that don't necessarily make you money, but maybe are still necessary. Those are a great thing to actually outsource. And I know outsourcing can feel scary, right? You're new, you don't want to, spend money, but the amount of time you will get back to actually work on things that make you money is worth the investment that you are going to pay something or going to pay someone. So I recommend something like Upwork.com or Fiverr. I'll link to those below the video, but basically those are outsourcing platforms. So you can pitch your job, can post it, and people will bid on it, and you can find someone at a price that makes sense for you. So even if you can open up an hour or two a week in your schedule, that is huge, okay? So money-making activities would be showing up on social media. If you are your personal brand, right? If people invest in your services, then it needs to be you. No one else can do that. So that's gonna be showing up on social media. Creating programs, again, that's you. No one else should be doing that, right? Updating programs, again, no one else should be doing that. And marketing, right? These are things that no one else can do. And so for those things, that's what you should be focusing on. And all the other things, you should slowly start to outsource it. So this might look like admin or, organizing files. It might look like customer service. Bookkeeping is a really great thing to outsource, but all these sort of things, these are things you actually shouldn't be doing. You really want to prioritize the things in your business that no one else can do that actually make you money. Okay guys, so if you are brand new to your business and you are still struggling to figure out who your niche is, make sure to download my Define Your Money Making Niche workbook, where I will teach you my strategy to help find a niche that feels good to you but also makes you money. We'll link to that below the video. And if you like this video, please let me know by liking it, sharing it, and subscribing to my channel. And I hope you found this helpful. Make sure to leave me a comment if you have any questions or need any support. I do always check my comments, and I'm happy to support you.